Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Austin American-Statesman High School Blitz. I'm joined, as always, by Thomas Jones. We're going to recap the games that we just saw this past Friday. And Thomas, it was a fun week. But let's start from the very beginning, like we always do. Give me a game ball. There are a lot of people out there that had great games.
Yeah, there were. And there were some big games, but I'm going to look at a player a little bit under the radar. Zion Hester, the running back for Eastview, had 186 yards rushing. Eastview pulled off the win against Connolly. Now this is big because in District 19 5A, Hutto, Georgetown, Cedar Park looked like playoff locks. That fourth place is up for grabs, and Hester did his part in helping Eastview make their case for that spot.
And you got to love a name like Zion, too.
His brother had a good name, too, Apollo.
Apollo and Zion, same team. I'm going to go with Rustin Grimm. You say, who is Rustin Grimm? Well, he's the quarterback at Giddings. And why him? Well, 5 touchdown passes is something to do with it. But when you consider that 2 of those touchdown passes came with less than a minute to go into the ball game, and they win 49-45 over a previously undefeated Smithfield, you understand that Grimm he was the Grim Reaper, so to speak, for Smithfield.
Oh, that's right.
So he gets my game ball.
What a game.
It was amazing, and it was a tough way for them to lose their first game. Lake Travis and Westlake played a little football game at Chaparral Stadium. It was a sellout. A lot of angles you can take from that. What do you take from that game that you will take forward?
Look, no matter how good Matthew Baldwin is, the quarterback for Lake Travis, and he's very good.
Very good.
No matter how good Garrett Wilson is, the receiver for Lake Travis, and he's outstanding. Lake Travis has to figure out how to run the ball. You can't be one-dimensional against elite 6A teams. Cavaliers ended with what, -4 yards rushing?
-4 yards rushing.
Now that includes some sacks, but their leading rusher had 5 yards. For the season, their leading rusher is Hudson Card. He's a sophomore receiver. He has 161 yards rushing. That leads the team. The Cavaliers haven't had a really durable, proven running back since Sean Nixon a few years ago. They need to find a running game in order to beat the Judsons, the Westlakes. Teams like that.
Malik Barkley had a good season last year.
Yeah,
but he was more of a receiver, and he did it all. But they don't even have that type of player.
Yeah, that's true.
If I have to pick one aspect of the game, I was very impressed with Westlake's defense. If Westlake is going to make a challenge to win state, it's going to be with defense. David Dickerson, linebacker. Braden Cassidy on the defensive line. David Neal, son of Dan Neal from the former Texas Longhorn. All played a great game. If you're going to hold Lake Travis scoreless for an entire half, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
And Todd Dodge has that team clicking right now. Biggest surprise. There's always something out there that's a surprise for the weekend. What is yours, TJ?
Okay, Round Rock, before they beat Pflugerville last week, Round Rock hadn't won a game all year. Injuries are killing this team. Inconsistency at the quarterback spot is killing this team. But somehow Coach Jeff Cheatham and his staff, they have the Dragons producing points. They had 56 against Pflugerville for their first win. Last 2 games, they have 104 points. Round Rock's doing something offensively that's good. I think that might carry them into playoff contention still, even though they're 1-5.
Well, the second half is much more important than the first half.
That's right.
My biggest surprise was Cedar Ridge and Stony Point. I thought going in it would be a tremendously even contest. I think I even picked Stony Point to win on this video last week. But it was 42-7 at one point for Cedar Ridge. And I'm thinking, what happened to Stony Point? Of course, 5 turnovers in a half doesn't help you any, but that's no excuse. They're a better football team than that. Cedar Ridge is a very good football team, though, and I was just a little surprised. It was 42-21 was the outcome, but 2 of those touchdowns came late for Stony Point, which really didn't matter.
Yep.
Well, that'll wrap us up for this week for the recap. And stay with us later this week when we preview 4 more games of interest. And until then, with Thomas T.J. Jones, I'm Rick Cantu. And until then, may your favorite team win.